Hello, and welcome to another BTFO. Today we're going to be talking about Faces of Death 2026. And this film I basically watched because there really wasn't anything else out. I didn't know all that much going into it, and it's. I don't know, it's weird because it's kind of generic horror slop, which it's mostly fine, but there's just a few key decisions where it's ooh, yeah, that really hurts your story, and some of them are kind of funny. Uh, but overall, I don't think I'd recommend it. Um, but it's kind of because the plot is there's the original film Faces of Death, which I hadn't heard of until this, but I guess it was like an old 70s movie that made quote unquote realistic, trying to stop it, and it gets really dumb pretty fast, where it's one of those things where the protagonist in this I think is a big issue because she doesn't really have a character outside of I don't want to see bad things happen, which it's yeah, okay, I wish that I fucking phrasing. Because I was gonna say I wish that the character had a little more meat on their bones, but as we'll get to later, that's kind of an issue that, in a metaphorical sense, they need more meat on their bones, but in a literal sense, they should probably have less meat on their bones. Because throughout the film, all of her leads basically come from she posts a video to Reddit and goes, "Guys, is this real?" And then people are like, "Oh my god, yeah, it's real." And the person in that video, look, here's their missing persons report. And whoa, wouldn't you know it? All of these videos all contain missing persons that are all from the same general area. Whoa, isn't that crazy? And uh, she ends up because somehow that Stokes, the actual killer, which is another kind of aspect to the film that makes it kind of hard to watch as properly intended, because Darcer Montgomery, I'm not sure if I'm saying his name right, but I think it's Billy from Stranger Things. He was also in Dead Man's Wire earlier this year. That's a good film. You should check out Dead Man's Wire. But he's a really good actor, and he acts circles around everyone, and they also give a lot more character beats to him, so it just becomes way more interesting throughout the film to root for the antagonists rather than the protagonist. She's just kind of boring. She's just there for most of it. And it's oh, okay. Yeah, can we go back to the interesting characters? But because he's got a whole angle of he's trying to grab relatively famous people, and he kind of has this motivation of you wanted to be famous, this will, putting you in my video will get you more views than you could have ever hoped to, but also you're gonna die for that. And it's oh, that's kind of interesting, we could do something with that. They don't really, which is another weird thing where for all the commentary they try to have on internet videos and how hey guys, you need to stay safe out there while you're making content, like that's about as far as it goes. Where like the main character, we don't learn until like the very end the full context of it, which is a little like, yeah, I think you should have put that earlier in the movie. But I guess she went kind of viral for her and her sister were doing like a TikTok dance on like a railway, waiting for like a train to come, and then they were like jumping out of the way at the last second, and her sister tripped and then got ran over by a train, and so now she's like offline for the most part, except for her job, which, yeah, seems like a really weird job to go into. You know, that's something that they don't really touch on. They just have her boss be like, "Nah, I argued to get you this job, and now you're violating your NDA." Like, I was like, "Oh, okay." And I guess at her job is the other weird thing. Charlie XCX is in this. She only has like 2 scenes, but I would imagine that if you didn't know who that was, it would seem really weird that for those 2 scenes they put like a lot of focus on this random coworker that just isn't in the movie for the rest of it. She also does an American accent, which, like the one scene is fine, and then it's fine for the most part in her, like, her second scene or her last scene, except for, like, she gives a relatively long, like, chunk of words, like, she says, like, 3 sentences all in a row, and if I remember right, it's the word, like, horse, that, like, you can really hear, like, her British accent starts to come back out. I don't know, to me, it's like, I can admire that Charlie XCX is, like, actually trying to act like the traditional way, that she's like, no, like, I'm not just gonna take a bunch of, like, leading roles or even, like, side roles. Like, I want to, like, really grind my teeth on smaller roles. And I was like, that's cool. But I don't know why they had her do an American accent. Because, like, they're all working as, like, video reviewers for this big tech company. She could have just had a British accent. Like, you know, it's not like it would have been out of place. Like, but basically, the main character, Margot, she somehow gets the attention while, like, trying to find where these videos are coming from. She gets the attention of the bad guy, and so he, in order to, like, track where she is, he gives her, like, basically his raw footage so that she can track where he is. And then, like, he goes and he kidnaps her, and they have... It's really awkward, like, I don't know, I kind of hate it as a plot device, because they set it up early on, but she has this little, lipstick knife that's like a concealed, like, it pops out, it's lipstick, and then you take the like, actual lipstick tube off, and there's this little, like, it's like a curved, maybe half-inch knife. Like, it's not very big whatsoever, and they have her use that to unscrew the, like, fencing on the cage that she's been put in, which, it's like, yeah, no, like, sorry, I don't think you're getting enough leverage with that thing. Like, I think it will fucking snap before you're able to unscrew that. But she does that, and she gets out, and then, she frees, there's, like, a fitness influencer lady, that's also there, and she frees her, and then they, like, go upstairs, but for some reason, which it's part of a film where it's like, guys, you needed to like really work on this, because it just seems retarded. Where Margot refuses to leave the house because she's like, no, I I need evidence. Like I need to something to show the cops that he's doing this, and it's like, no, you two are the evidence. Like, you have a missing person with you that is willing to corroborate that, yeah, we were both kidnapped and managed to escape. Like, no, that's your evidence. Uh, but so the fitness influencer decides, fuck that, I'm gonna leave. And so she, like, breaks down the glass door for the backyard and then takes it over to the fence and hops on that and hops over the fence, and then really retardedly starts to run out into an open field instead of over to one of the other houses that are right next to it. And so the main killer takes a sniper position and shoots her in the gut. It's like, oh, okay. And then he decides, alright, well, now I'm gonna go downstairs and just walk through the house. And then Margot, she gets the hard drive and she decides to leave. And it's really kind of awkward because we're supposed to believe that, the fitness influencer was too slow to get away from him. But Margot, who is a very overweight woman, is she gets out and she jumps over the fence, and it's nah, no, I don't believe that. Sorry, I really that's a sturdy fucking fence. And then for some reason, even though he's seen this, the bad guy decides, well, instead of taking my sniper position again, I'm gonna go around the fence and get her that way. And he misses 3 shots at point blank range, and then decides, fuck it, I'll take the fitness model back into the house. And it's I really don't like that. I don't like the... It's oh, yep, our protagonist that we really know, next to nothing about. Oh, well, she's just protected by the plot. We can't kill her. Oh, it's oh, okay. And, there's some really awkward stuff where, because then she runs through the woods and gets to a park, and there's, a woman with her children, and she just immediately starts, yelling at them. And so the woman is yeah, nah, we're getting in our car and we're leaving. So she does that, and then Margot, breaks down in the parking lot, crying. But it's really awkward because you can clearly see behind her that there are, 6 other cars all parked at this park. And it's oh, so there are clearly other people here. You could clearly go get them. But no, luckily the phone that she happens to have taken, luckily 911's able to get a call back to her. And then, she goes and tries to tell the cops that, oh yeah, this is where I was kidnapped, and the bad guy comes out and is no, because he reported to the cops that she broke into his house, and it's the kind of thing where I can appreciate it, where I like the idea of making our antagonist smart, and the way he plays it is kind of smart. But then they also make the protagonist dumb as fuck, where she just starts angrily yelling and throwing a temper tantrum and stuff, and acting all crazy. And it's yeah, if she had just remained calm, then the cops would have immediately investigated. And it's also really awkward because, like, the guy answers his door and he's got the 1812 overture just, like, blasting. And he's like, no, I just live home alone. And it's like, I don't know, man. I feel like one of the cops would be like, yeah, can you just, like, you turn that off for a minute? Like, it's fucking, like, it's the middle of summer, man. Like, it's not even November. Can we not be blasting the 1812 overture right now? But, like, he had to do that to cover up the screams from the fitness model that's, like, dying on his kitchen floor. And so it's like, I don't know, man. Like, if Margot had just fucking kept her mouth shut, then, like, yeah, she actually would have won. But, so she freaks out, and so the cops are like, alright, well, we're taking you away. And so then they take her, and she gets a little bit of medical attention, and they're like, alright, I guess you're dismissed. And it's like, what? And it's like, well, they say that, like, she needs to get mental health counseling, but that's it. I was like, I don't know, man, like, I really have a hard time believing that they're like, yeah, nope, like, you're free to go. But then she hops in an Uber and, like, goes back, because I guess the guy is like, nah, I need that hard drive, like, even though it's really bizarre, because it's like, yes, the hard drive does have the raw footage on it, but you've shown us that, like, he's uploaded all of the videos that were on that hard drive. It's not like he has a bunch of, like, stored videos that he hasn't uploaded. So it's like, why does he even need it? Like, if it, like, I could believe if he was like, oh god, like, there's like 6 kills on there that I haven't uploaded yet that, like, I really need to get. Like, I could believe that, but when it's like, no, they're all shit that he uploaded, it's like, okay, yeah, I'd probably just let her have it. But it's also awkward because, like, he shot the flash drive or the hard drive, like, in her pocket, like, it stopped a bullet, which it's like, I don't think a hard drive would do that. Like, I think it would just shred through the hard drive. It's not like he's using, like, 22s, which is the other awkward thing, that it's like, really? Like, he fucking, like, shot off, like, 6 rounds, and nobody in the neighborhood, like, called the cops to be like, hey, yeah, somebody's shooting a gun in my residential neighborhood. It's like, I don't know, man. But then, like, then it gets really awkward because basically they just have their final confrontation where after she gets him to admit that, yeah, he did kill people, she's like, boom, I had a button camera on me the whole time. Which it's like, when did you get that? Like, how the fuck did you get that? Like, did you have that at home? Like, did you go to fucking Best Buy with, like, the money that you don't have on you? And fucking, like, how the hell did you get that? Whatever, it's fine, we don't need to worry about that. But, so then she gets into a fight with him. And it's another one of those, like, look, like, I don't, I think the lady that plays the protagonist, like, I think there are definitely roles out there for her, I don't think that every actress has to be, the most physically fit person in the world, right? But it's like, Mr. Montgomery, I'm not gonna try and pronounce his first name again, but, like, he's really physically, like, fit. Like, he's a short guy, sure, but he's fucking built. And so, believing that, like, oh yeah, this fucking, like, probably 200-pound woman that, like, is just overweight, it's not like it's 200 pounds of muscle, right? Like, it's clearly a lot of fat. And it's like, the idea that she's actively, like, tossing him around the room and, like, throwing him off of her, like, throwing him to the ground, it's like, okay, come on, like, let's be real here, like, he's fucking, like, the second he wants to go full power, like, that fist is going through her, like, in the end, like, and it's really awkward because they also have her use the fucking knife, the lipstick knife, and, like, stab him a bunch, and it's like, yeah, I get that, like, being stabbed isn't nice, but, like, that knife is not making mortal injuries. Like, yeah, it would hurt and it would suck, but, like, it's not making mortal injuries. It's not until, like, he goes and grabs, some, like, bigger blade of some sort, then she's able to, like, wrestle it and stab it through him, and, like, then the film ends, like, right there, which I was kind of disappointed by it, because I thought that, like, the natural way you would end it, if you're gonna introduce the stupid button camera and have her be like, yeah, I got this all on tape, and show her, because they do show her, like, uploading it from his account, and it's like, you know what would be the perfect way to end the film? Is that it uploads, and then it gets flagged, and it's like, oh, like, your video cannot be uploaded due to the violent nature of this content, or something. Like, that would be a really fucking funny way to end the film that I would believe, and would actually be in line with, like, the film's message about, like, hey, you know, people weren't taking this seriously enough. Like, it would be really funny if, like, the people at the company that she was trying to tell them, hey, you need to take this a lot more seriously, it'd be really funny if, like, it turned out that they had taken that to heart and were like, you know what, she's right, we should take it more seriously, and then just blocked, like, her ultimate upload. You know, that would be hilarious. But that also just feels like a case of, they were like, oh, well, we can't have our body positive lesbian losing in the end. Like that, you know, and that's where, like, I don't know, it does feel really bizarre, where, like, there is a lot of really odd diversity in there, where it's like, okay, I don't really have a problem with it, it's just that it feels like the story bends around it, where, like, the protagonist can't really do anything wrong, because that would be an indictment on, like, these groups of people that she represents, and it's like, no, let's not do that. Like, that's really lame. Like, I really don't like the idea that, oh yeah, our story has to bend around the idea of everyone represents the entire group that they belong to, and so we can't show those groups as being bad, except for the antagonist, who's a presumably straight white male. So, you know, we can represent him in as negative a light as we want to. But everyone else, it's like, nah, we can't really do that. It's like, I don't know. It's just lame. Which is kind of like, I don't know, I think there's a good idea in here, and I think a lot of the execution is, like, alright. But then some of it is, like, really bad. And it's like, oh, why? You know, you could make it better. But I guess they chose not to. But, so yeah, that's my brief thoughts on Faces of Death 2026. Yeah, don't watch it, don't bother. I would not recommend. So thank you for watching, and bye bye.